Lewiston's mass shooting is the worst of 2023 so far. Gun Violence Archive says. At least 18 people are dead and 13 are injured after shootings at a bar and a bowling alley in Lewiston, Maine. Police named Robert Card, 40 years old, as a suspect in the shootings, and an arrest warrant on murder charges has been issued. He remains at large. 7 people were found dead at the just-in-time recreation bowling alley. 8 were found dead at the Schminji's Bar and Grill, and 3 were pronounced dead at area hospitals. Officials have urged residents of Lewiston, Maine's second largest city, about 30 miles of Portland, and nearby Auburn, to shelter in place. Residents in other communities have also been asked to stay put, and many schools and businesses are closed. NBC's News Help, Lister Holt, Emily Dika are all reporting from Maine. Oh, wow. NBC is in Maine. But the Coast Guard have been deployed. They've launched sea and air assets in the search of Robert Card. A surveillance plane and a crew of Booth Bay have been pulled into the region-wide manhunt. Oh, my goodness. The nonprofit Gun Violence Archive is calling the Lewiston mass shooting the worst of the year so far. It defines mass shooting as an event where at least 4 people were shot, not including the shooter. Mass shootings in Maine are particularly rare, although this incident comes after another mass shooting in Bowdoin, Maine, earlier this year. Wow. Okay. Yo. It's some wild stuff, man. Rest in peace to the families that have, rest in peace to the people that have passed away, and condolences to their families. May God give them the ease that they're searching for. Godly. So it says that he is a certified firearms instructor and a member of the U.S. Army Reserves, according to law enforcement. Damn. That's tragic. He's a certified firearms instructor. Wow. And one of the victims that passed away in the shooting, I'm reading this article brought to us by CNN. A deaf cornhole player identified as one of the victims of the Maine mass shooting. So, like, for the average person, the sounds and the commotion that you hear from it would obviously frighten you and make you hit the ground. I mean, it doesn't say he's blind, so I'm sure he still has his vision. But just the sounds itself, hearing gunshots, hearing the loud noises and stuff, that would get you going. It'll get your adrenaline rush going. And unfortunately, he wasn't even able to hear that. And I wonder if that plays an effect in the outcome. Man, rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. Wow, Auburn City Councilor says son was killed in Lewiston shooting while trying to stop gunmen. Leroy Walker, a city councilor in Auburn, Maine, told CNN affiliate that his son, Joseph Walker, died in the shooting at the scene of the Schminji's Bar and Grill. Walker said he got a call Wednesday night from his youngest son, who told him there was a shooting inside the Schminji's. Walker said they tried to get answers from the hospital about the whereabouts of his son. After 14 hours of waiting, he said he and his family were notified of Joseph's death. Walker said state police told his wife about Joseph. A manager at the bar picked up a knife and went after the gunman to try and stop him from killing other people. And that's when Joseph was shot to death. My son was loved by thousands of people, Walker said. Rest in peace to Joseph. May God have mercy on him. Shout out to the courage that he carried inside of him. He took a knife to an armed man and tried to stop him from taking the lives of innocent people. A moment of silence for him. And for the rest of those people, man, rest in peace. This is a tragic situation. Hopefully they get this man and they get him fast. But on the other hand, White House calls on Congress and new House Speaker Michael Johnson to pass legislation on gun violence. The White House is calling on newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson to find common ground and pass legislation to curb gun violence in the United States after 18 people were killed in a mass shooting in Maine. in Maine of all places. An intensive manhunt is still underway. In remarks on the shooting Thursday, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre urged Congress to pass legislation to address the epidemic of gun violence. It's within Congress's power to pass legislation that will make our streets safer. That will make our communities safer. That will make our schools safer, she said, pointing to things like banning assault weapons and enacting universal background checks. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think no one in America needs an assault rifle. That's just me, though. Like an automatic assault rifle, single shot, it just 3 round burst. It don't make sense. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Situations like this make you even wonder why an assault rifle is even being able to be acquired by the regular everyday person. I mean, a handgun, that's understandable, right? There's high profile people that need to be protected that deal with all sorts of different people. Cool. But an assault rifle, man, like, or if it's for your home, cool. Then you should never be able to leave house with it. But obviously, rules are meant to be breaking. But another interesting thing I read in the article was law enforcement's response time is missing from Lewiston shootings timeline. Maine officials released a timeline of events surrounding Wednesday shooting rampage at 2 locations in Lewiston, Maine, which did not include police response time to the incident. The information will come out in an after-action review, Maine Department of Public Safety Information Officer Shannon Moss explained, adding that law enforcement is focused on apprehending the suspect and after-action review was conducted after most critical events. So basically she's saying it's not something out of the ordinary, it's regular with something this severe. We go in afterwards and conduct an after-action review because it is deemed a critical event. But here's a timeline provided by the Maine Department of Safety, Public Safety. On Wednesday at 6:56 p.m., Auburn Communication Center was notified that a man walked into the just-in-time recreation bowling alley on Mollison Street and began shooting. At 7:08, so 6:56 was the first call, 7:08 the second call. The Auburn Communication Center received multiple calls that a man had come into Schmenji's Bar and Grill restaurant on Lincoln Street and began shooting. Oh, wow. From establishment to establishment. And so at 8:06 p.m., police released a photo of the shooter to the media. So I would say that's in about like an hour, maybe 2 minutes less. From 7:08 p.m. is when they got the call about him walking into the Schmenji's Bar. And then at 8:06 is when police released a photo of the shooter. And about an hour and a half later at 9:26 p.m., the Lewiston Police Department received a call identifying the man in the distributed photos as Robert Card. So I'm interesting to see what information was left out, but all in all, rest in peace to the families. I'm sorry, rest in peace to the people who died in the situation, and condolences to their families. Damn. Rest in peace to them, man. Tragic situation.